Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm shy, I'm quiet, and I'm still learning.
Sure. I'm lonely, I'm alone, and I'm Jack Rowe.
This is episode 3 of
Rolling with the Rose. Okay, to start,
Let's Crack In.
let's crack in. You're in for it. You're in for it, bitch.
What
I
did
have
I
a bonus
do?
pick with you.
Oh no.
Yeah, you keep
Did I not invite you somewhere?
No. Actually, I've been inviting you somewhere, and you refuse to acknowledge.
Okay, go for a run.
Yes.
Oh my god, Jack.
On Roosevelt Island, my favorite place in New York.
Jack, I actually did reply. Remember, I did reply, but you said tomorrow morning, and we have a lunch to go to tomorrow.
No, I didn't see that. Wait, is this like turning around on me now? Okay,
yeah,
great.
But this is the thing. It's master manipulation. I'm an absolute expert at it.
Okay, so you have a lunch to go to tomorrow, but that means you can't go
invited
for
me to it, to the Irish lunch.
Oh, the
You double
breakfast
booked
in the
yourself.
morning. Oh my god, I actually
What
totally
is that
forgot.
breakfast?
The breakfast is actually really nice. It's a Irish networking breakfast here in New York. La-di-da is right. It's in the Irish Consulate in the MetLife building at the top of Park Avenue, which is the same building as Grand Central. And it's basically, they bring together like Irish businesses, young Irish people, and you go in and you have breakfast there.
And we're going to be promoting Rolling with the Rose.
We're going to be promoting Rolling with the Rose, and we'll also get a free breakfast.
Love that.
And you can have an Irish coffee if
can
you
you
want to
have
have an
beef
Irish
and
coffee.
eggs?
I don't think they're going to serve you beef and eggs. I think you actually might get kicked out for that one. But when I was there the last time, I was perched at the breakfast stand, like scones to beat the band.
Oh, love that.
And I feel like when you're getting free breakfast, like calories don't count. I don't know about you.
Yeah,
Is that the same for her?
It's kind of like that. It's kind of you're coming into the weekend where you're starting to loosen up anyway.
Mm.
But Jack, we have to talk about breakfast yet. But before that, we'll talk about our beloved cafe that we go to before this podcast to just have a chit chat. Why do things always seem a bit off in there?
By the way, this is the cafe that they gave me my iced coffee in like a paper mug last week.
Yeah, unacceptable. But this morning I was there and I was waiting for you and I was like rushing through my notes being like, what are we doing here, kind of thing. And I was just like, all business, I am busy, as if do not come near me unless it's Jack, kind of thing. And anyway, this dog jumps on top of me and I was kind of like, I was giving the dog nothing. Like, instead of being like really warm, I was kind of like,
Sarah's not overly a dog lover.
I'm not a dog hater, but I'm not a dog lover.
Yeah, that's a lot of the Rose, by the way.
Yeah, Dad has always been that way. Like, so I just feel like
like Suzanne will scream if a dog comes anywhere near her, like scream, whoa, whoa, whoa,
yeah,
like run away, we're screaming.
Generational thing.
No, it's like pretty much like there's no dogs in our family.
Yeah, it's actually kind of weird. I don't know why that is.
That is weird.
But the dogs, and the guy was like to me, "Do you want to like talk to the dog?" And I was like, no, I don't. And I was like being so weird, and he's like, oh, "That's a really nice paper that you've got." And I was like, "Let me just show you the paper." Like, is this a joke? Is this the way people flirt these days? Because this is not it. That would not happen in Ireland. That's really cool paper. Is that where we're going to start with our chat? So I was like, thank you. And then he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm doing a podcast with my cousin. I was polite, but I was kind of like, normally when you're like, you want to have a conversation, you will ask a question back, but I kind of wasn't doing that. But anyway, just weird chat.
Well, I guess the paper wasn't good enough for you to go that route.
Well, I just don't think that's...
It's like paper you used to do maths on.
That's just like someone who's gotten really awkward about a conversation, so they blurt out whatever is just on their mind or whatever they see. So I think that was where we went with it.
I think flirting is probably hard at 11 o'clock in the morning, though.
Agree.
To be fair to him.
Yeah, unless you've got up and did a CrossFit class and you're all business this morning, like yourself, Jack.
Like
you didn't
me.
miss your gym class this morning.
No, so I didn't actually do the class.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened.
So I got home late last night because my schedule is all over the place. So I didn't get home until like 2:30, 3.
That's grim.
No, it is. It's tough. And like it really does like impact my day to day because it just impacts your sleep schedule. Yeah. And like you're also like walking around so much for like 8 hours, which I never take into account when I wake up in the morning. I'm like, I like gotta get up or whatever. So my alarm went off and then I was like, no, like roll over. I honestly think I have a disease where I can't wake up in the morning. I really do.
Glued to the bed.
Like glued. Like Fiona Rowe used to make so much fun of me when I was doing CrossFit with her. One time I remember running in, and there's like 2 classes on, you know, and so she was at the earlier one, of course, and like I was at the one 30 minutes that starts 30 minutes later, and I like ran through the class with my runners in my hand, in my hands, and then Lorraine was just like, "What are you doing?" Then Fiona was like, "Who's he? Like, you know, like, who is this fucking mess?" Like, if I had hair, it would have been out to here. But finally woke up, and like, this is the thing about New York that I still struggle with. Like, it's like, okay, I didn't have to be here for another 3 hours. Yeah. But like, that means you're tight for time.
100%.
Do you know?
Yeah.
And so I went. What's good about my new gym is they write the CrossFit workouts up on the board. Okay, yeah. So they have a conditioning workout, and then they have a CrossFit workout.
So do you do that on your own accord?
Yeah, I can like do it on my own.
Do you not feel like you don't push yourself the same way though?
You know what? Today I felt like I did, because I was actually really tight for time.
Okay, yeah.
So I went in, did like a bit on the bike, and then I did a bit of the strength workout, and then the like kind of like a edited version of the conditioning workout. So like I was able to go in, and like I guess I was only there for like 35 to 40 minutes, but like I really just like went for it. Yeah. And I just like did it by myself, but like I cut a couple of things out just because I didn't want to like build the bar. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I was going to use dumbbells. Yeah. Instead and stuff like that. But so I did that class, and then I had to come home. I had to shave my head. I had to shave my face.
Yeah, and you're glowing. What moisturizer did you use?
I use oh my god, CeraVe. It's the same moisturizer I've used for like the last couple of years. Wait, am I glowing?
Yeah, you walked into the cafe this morning, I was like, he is fresh.
What's so funny is like once I shave my head and my face, it takes years off me. Because it honestly does. I swear on my life it does. Like I cannot come here to do this show if I hadn't shaved my hair and my face. I just look rougher. But I don't think it means I look bad. I just think I don't look as clean. So I had to do that, and then I was gonna I see there's a point over there. You sent me a voice note. I could hear like you're in a car. Like, have you figured out how to use the subway yet or no?
I have, Jack.
It's the train underground.
Yes. But I am a city bike girl. Like, I am on the city bike. Even in these hills, I'm on the city bike. I would pay
care. To see it.
I'm just like, I love it. I get to see the city as I'm coming to work, and I'm just taking it all in. I'm breaking every red light in sight, and there I go.
With a helmet?
With a helmet, yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it ruins my hair, but like, you know, I do it because I know.
You don't wear a helmet, do you?
First. I don't know where to get one.
Oh my god, please get a helmet.
Do you wear a helmet?
No.
But then what are you saying, you hypocrite?
I don't want you to get in. I don't want you to be in danger.
Okay, but I feel like everyone in New York is like pretty road safe, to be honest. There's no beeping. I'm like, I break a red light there.
That's
and
because
I'm like,
your earphones are like blasting Sharpay Evans.
Yeah, Hannah Montana. But yeah, so I'm city bike, and when I'm in a rush, yes, I do Uber because I like to do things on my laptop, and obviously it clocks up. I cannot even start to begin of how expensive it is to live in New York. But another point I wanted to mention and circle back on is the fact that you said you went to bed at 2 or 3 o'clock last night. There is something in the air in New York that doesn't allow you to rest fully, even when you are asleep. It's like your mind is constantly like in overdrive, like you have a busy mind or something. So I feel that way as well.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah, we're going to get to that, because this Oura ring tells me my sleep data, and it has not been the same since Switzerland, and alarm bells.
I'm not surprised at
all.
So
we'll talk about that when we talk about the quiet life and the fast lane.
We'll get to that. But what I was going to say about you being in an Uber is that I was going to make fun of you here for getting an Uber, but then I had to get an Uber.
Yeah. So that's
because I was in such a rush.
Yeah.
But like, it's just like, it's honestly just like chaos. Like whatever's going on in that cafe. Like there was a dog jumping on Sarah, a guy flirting with Sarah. Like I walked in, went up to some random girl with blonde hair. I go, "Hi, Bluey," because of the cartoon Bluey that Sarah spoke about once. And like that's why I decided to call her Bluey.
No,
and she was
Jack,
like, "What?"
This series of events, every single time we go to the podcast, is a series of events throughout the week that you just go.
Yeah, but wait, I also want to say something, because I think that they Blue Bottle Coffee have like casted a spell on me or something. Okay. Since I called them out for giving me that paper mug, because I got a coffee yesterday. And when I finished it, there was a hair in it.
No.
A big, long, black hair all wrapped in a bow at the bottom of the coffee cup.
No.
And I wouldn't mind. I got it early in the morning, so it was like a tall coffee cup that like I hold on to all day.
No, I can't.
Like, you know, Suzanne like puts coffee into the microwave.
No, that's
like, that's
violent. Mum does that as well. I'm like, that's just illegal to stop. Like,
no, I do that.
Just let the coffee go and make a fresh one.
No, I like hold on to it all day.
Oh no, can't.
Yeah. Okay, so we usually discuss our breakfasts here on this. What did you have today?
Okay, today I'm
like really at the edge of my seat here.
Before I went for a run, I had a banana because I'm trying not to do fasted training, which is a point I'll circle back on. And then I had a protein shake after that. Then I had 2 slices of sourdough with 2 poached eggs and Vegemite.
Okay, what is Vegemite? I haven't tried it to judge you, but I know I should be judging you.
Yeah, I know, because everyone hates it. And when I tried it when I first went to Australia, my housemate Ruby gave it to me in a spoon and was like, have that. And I was like, this is vile. But then when you put it on bread with butter, it's like salty. I would explain it like an olivey kind of taste. I know if you like it's an acquired taste, but when you get into it, it's unbelievable with eggs, and it's just really salty.
Like, we went to Ruby's in the West Village, which is
Little Ruby's. That's where I was this morning. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, you love Little Ruby's, but then their sister restaurant is Ruby's, so we were in Ruby's.
Oh, sorry, didn't realize
so there's
that.
Ruby's and then there's Little Ruby's, and they're kind of all around the city. So we were in Ruby's in the West Village, and I think you recognised it to be an Australian place before we even walked in or something like that. And Sarah sat down and she goes, oh my God, they have Vegemite. And then me and Anna are like, right, Aperol Spritz or whatever, like we're getting a drink. And then Sarah's like, do you have Vegemite? And they're like, no, we don't. She's like, no. Like, I was like, I'd say they'd never seen someone react like that.
I haven't had it in ages since I actually...
She needs her fix.
Yeah, I haven't had it since I was back in Australia, and I used to have it every morning for breakfast. And now that I've found a place, I find me at Little Ruby's every morning now. I'm addicted.
Oh, so you don't have it in the house? You just go to Little Ruby's house?
Yeah,
oh my God.
Because they just have the little sachets.
I've got the usual place.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But Jack, that brings us on to our point about last week's breakfast, and I know we'll definitely get a lot of hate about that. But
yes.
I just want to circle back on something around that. So the reason I brought up the whole high protein breakfast thing is because it keeps you satiated for the day. And
this was the term food noise, right?
Food noise,
yeah. Because I got a lot of that.
You got a lot of that, yeah. So particularly if you think about like nights where you don't have as much sleep, if you have like your electrolytes are imbalanced, you sometimes crave like sugary, salty foods in the morning, and you feel like you need to kind of binge, or like this whole cycle of binge and restrict. I find when you snack a lot throughout the day and you don't have proper meals, that happens quite often, and it keeps the food noise coming, because you're like, you just fill a gap by having a snack, and then you fill another gap, and then all of a sudden it gets to the evening, like, I haven't really eaten anything today, but what you've generally eaten is low volume foods that are high in calorie, like for example like a granola bar or something, versus eating something that's substantial, like, you know, a salad bowl with like sweet potato, chicken, whatever it is, like whole foods based, that probably is the same amount of calories as the bar does. So it's like, it's to kind of get rid of that food noise is why I would eat like whole foods based. I would try eat proper meals, and I just find this works best for me. Instead of having 3 meals throughout the day, I would have 4, because
oh, you do?
Yeah, because like I find like breakfast, save breakfast if I'm trying to do it before a workout, that could be early in the morning, I might just have a snack there, then do a workout, then I have my breakfast, that could be 9-10 o'clock, then you have your lunch at say 1. Then between 1 and 6 or 7 dinner time, like that's too long, which then creates either, you know, an area to snack loads or an area to potentially binge, and then maybe not be hungry for dinner and not have a proper meal. So what I do
or
is
the opposite.
Yeah.
If you don't eat at that kind of gap, then you have a huge feast at dinner.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're going to bed really full and you're just like, you're not sleeping properly. So what I kind of tend to do generally is like small snack before a workout, and then I would have, you know, a meal at kind of like 9, 1, 4 and 7, and then a small snack before bed, just because I'm one of those people that after dinner I need something sweet. But that's 4 meals and kind of 2 snacks. But it's just a way better system for me, because I just feel otherwise, I don't know how you feel about it, like you probably do the whole, do you do the snacking thing, or what way works best for you?
I'm actually not that much of a snacker.
Yeah. Pickers wear big knickers, as Suzanne Rowe says.
Did she say that?
Yeah.
I've never heard that one. Oh my God. She would so say that.
She's so iconic.
And she loves having it.
Yeah.
Having a little
I'll say that. Suzanne, do you want dinner? No, I'm fine. 2 minutes later, dinner gone.
Yeah, no. And she'd come over, can I have some of that? What gets me, I think, is long gaps between eating. And so if let's say in New York, I may have said this on here before, I find it's much easier to just shop on a day-to-day basis. Like just like pass by the supermarket and like pick up one or two things.
Yeah, but I've also noticed that in New York, it's more expensive to shop than it is to eat out almost.
Well, I mean, yes, that is true in the moment you like tap your card or whatever. But then like, you know, it does, like when I have weeks of like where I am cooking at home, like I do notice I'm saving money because then like, you know, like it lasts longer. But yeah, like let's say you're like, okay, I went to buy breakfast ingredients recently. Like my eggs are like $8. Yeah, it's crazy. Eggs, and then you need to get like a bag of spinach and like whatever. Like that can come to like over $20. Whereas like let's say bacon, egg and cheese bagel is $7 in the place beside me. So like you kind of need to just say like, no, I need to buy the ingredients. Yeah,
because it lasts you like 4 days then.
Yeah, it lasts you longer. But that's kind of like where I struggle, because let's say I do get very hungry and then I'm in the supermarket and I'm like, I'm gonna buy anything, and then I like buy something that I can like quickly eat while I'm cooking. Like I'm like such a fiend for buying a pot noodle while I'm cooking.
No.
Yeah, I love pot noodle. Do you not?
No, I do, but I'd stay away from it at this point now, because I'm just like, again, you don't know what's in it. It's like one of those things where you look at the back of the ingredients and has loads of random ingredients that aren't really good for your gut, which we'll talk about next week, because of a lot of tests that have come back this week that have flagged a few signals with gut health, which I've always been reading up about, like brain and gut health. But I've had a couple of tests come back this week that have made me look into it a bit deeper. So we will discuss next week.
Okay, so food noise, very good. Drink noise is also
as an alcohol noise.
As an alcohol noise.
Yeah. So what do you mean by that?
What I mean.
You're parched.
No, I'm actually good now. I had a mad night out on Sunday, as you know. But I wanted to.
Yeah, sorry, I just need to talk about that for 2 seconds. Jack and I tried to have a business meeting on Monday, and he's like, I just get home at like 6 o'clock, and I was like, and this is like 2 o'clock, whatever, and we were talking, but like there was a lot of and you know when you're looking at someone and you're like, this guy has nothing going on in there right now. And I'm the exact same when I'm hungover. Like I lack so much substance. This man is never stuck for words. And I was like, Jack, 5 minutes into the call, I was like, let's just have this call tomorrow. And we were like, no worries.
Yeah, I was like, see you later.
It's such a thing though, isn't it? Like it's just like the next day it's like you don't want to have a chat with someone, particularly a business chat.
And like Sarah was like fucking like in like I was in like my dark sitting room, and Sarah was in like fucking, she was like, I was like, hi, how are you? She's like, I'm in Central Park, and her like ponytail was like swinging behind her. She was like doing jumping jacks, and like I was like cool. She's like, where are you? And like I was like, in the house.
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
It's great.
What do you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Like, do you know? I was like, what's the crack? Like, and like I was like being pure thick as well. Like she was like, what time do you get home? At 6? Why? Yeah. What are you, my mother?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I like that's a whole other thing. Like, cause it's like, I know I said it already on St. Patrick's Day that I
Jack is giving up alcohol.
Yeah, like no, and I'm not, and I'm going to talk about that now. But I know I said on St. Patrick's Day I like need to lock in more, but like sometimes you have to like get another kick up the hole to know like, okay, like while this is happening and like while we're shooting this and like recording and editing and everything, like I actually just don't have room for that. Like I'm so. But you are locking in, but that's kind of
like that's the way I think about it as well. I'm like, I actually think you need a bit of a switch off too, and I think like going for a few drinks with your friends is a good way to switch off as well. Like it's kind of like you are doing so much work for this podcast, and like it's full-time job, editing, producing, and then having 2 other jobs on top of that. Like do you know what I mean? So I get why like alcohol is just relaxes you.
Well, my thing, and I'll put my hand up and say, no workout, no extreme workout, no marathon, no run, whatever can for me like scratch the itch of like just blowing off some fucking steam in the bar. Like to me it's like I just like that's
when
such good
the
crack.
Margarita hits your veins and you feel it going through.
Yeah, and you're just like yup out of it, and like you're with like one of your friends and you're having a larf, honey. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just like my Make-A-Wish moment. Like I love that.
Okay.
So like that it's like that is for me always going to be true, I fear. And that's okay.
Yeah, but we were just talking about off air when we were talking about like today's generation, like growing up.
Yeah.
And the relationship that they have with drink is very different to, I suppose, our college days.
Our fucking relationship with drink. And like, I know a lot of young people. It's like, it kind of like, since I moved out here, like I've like crossed paths with actually younger people.
You know a lot of people,
I know a lot of people. The age range of people that I speak to honestly goes from like age 15 to 84. Like, and that is no joke. I'm like,
people like, I was chatting to Camilla there the other day, and I'm like, explain who Camilla is.
Yeah, Camilla Hannon, who is our granny sister. Like, I like, the age range is just like, I am just like a man of the people.
Yeah.
And so what I've noticed in young people is that they're not drinking. They're not drinking as much. And this is a bad thing. Yeah. It totally is. And you know what my metric that I'm basing this off is that there was no queues outside the pubs during Galway Rag Week this year.
That's very informative.
And what Galway Rag Week is, well, Rag Week in general is a thing in Ireland, which is a week of, I don't even know what it is, a week of absolute carnage.
It's like anything goes. You can drink day
for a
and
week.
Night, basically.
You start in the morning and you drink every single day. And yes, we're from Ireland, guys, you know, like they're laughing, but it's like you basically just like drink all week. And so like Galway does it, Sligo does it, Limerick does it, Dublin actually doesn't do it because I think the council got involved and were like, this is our capital city, like you can't do this here. But like, then everyone from other universities like travels to the other university towns, and you just drink all week. And I mean to say, I'd like never seen carnage like it. Like, there's a day called Christmas Day, which everyone just wears Christmas jumpers. Like, this is like early December, I think. There's also Donegal Tuesday. Everyone wears Donegal jerseys, and it's like queues for miles outside the pub at 9 a.m. and bitches are drinking, and it's like so much fun. And then people are saying that now there's no queues outside there. And I think that the reason for that is because of everything that's going on online. Probably because of people like you.
Oh, tell us more.
Beautiful athletes here, like online. And like, I think that young girls see like people online promoting not drinking.
Yeah, like promoting the health side of things. Yeah. It's a funny one because there's mixed emotions about it. Like,
and I agree. I have mixed emotions about it too.
Because like, I would say that I would promote balance in my life, and I find with sport I obviously have to be extreme in some cases, so I'm kind of extreme.
Well, let me actually just say that I do think that you do have a good balance. I actually don't think that you promote that, by the way. I was like, I'm like you
don't think I promote?
No, I'm like, it's you.
No, I know.
No, it's not. You know what? It's not you. Sarah's not the problem, people. The problem is this, like on TikTok or on Instagram, it's all about, your stories are like, you know, everyone's stories are like matchas and yoga and like all of this stuff. Whereas like, remember like the stories back in like 2018, it was like pints, cigarettes, like, you know, and it was just like a buzz. And it's like, it's changed now. And there's this whole thing of like clean girl aesthetic that is like seeping into young people's brains. And it's like, oh, but like, I want to, you know, be this way.
It's like, because I think from living in Australia for the last 8 or 9 years, what I realize is when I go over to somewhere else that's not Ireland, like the habits around the drinking culture are different. And then you come back to Ireland, you're like, God, we're a wild nation.
Yes.
And then you're like, what's right, what's wrong? And then you look back in your childhood and you're like, I had the best time ever in college.
So fun.
Because you were out all the time, and like everything was like sporadic, last minute decisions, and it was just so fun. And then you look at the way it's changing now, and you're kind of like, what's right, what's wrong? But I think, and this is why I always promote balance, is like, you know, the whole work hard, play hard thing is a real thing for me, because I'm like, obviously with sport, like if I drink too much, I compromise my goals, and that's not okay with me, because I pride myself on showing up every day to work and do my absolute best, and alcohol does affect that. But then the other side of me says, if I don't now and again have drinks with my friends or family, that I find myself being like over fixated on the perfectionism side of what I generally am like with sport, and that I am then mentally not very relaxed. So I'm like, there's a time and place for everything. And I do feel like, it's very extreme, but social media is very extreme, and that's a whole other topic.
Yeah, social media is very extreme, but I don't know, I think it's interesting, and I think
to be continued.
To be continued, absolutely. How do you pronounce the Zeigarnik effect?
Sure, you pronounce it like this. Zeigarnik effect.
Emphasis
is on the first syllable.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so going back to a point that we mentioned earlier about like how busy New York is.
Yeah.
It honestly, there's not enough time in the day, the week, the month, the year,
to get done what you need
the
to get done.
decade, the century. Like, there is no fucking time. Like, I swear, when I go to bed, I'm like, sure, like, this is 7 hours isn't enough anymore.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? When I'm like going anywhere, I'm like, okay, like the clock is ticking all the time.
Yeah.
And I saw a thing online recently. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. Was that what it was?
Zeigarnik
Yeah, I think it's a Zeigarnik effect, which basically says that unfinished tasks stay louder in your head than finished ones.
Yeah.
So it's about having unclosed loops in your head, unfinished tasks, a constant to-do list that just keeps building up and up and up.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel here. And I think it's because you're surrounded by fast-moving people. There seems to be little room for procrastination here. Hence why, to be honest, we're here in the podcast. We moved really quick on this because we were like, you're in a place where everyone's moving really quickly. So even when you go to work with people in New York, it's like, yeah, right, let's have a call in half an hour. And you're like, whoa, okay. Yeah. So you start to become a product of your environment, I think. But it makes for a lot of kind of conflicting, confusing kind of thoughts, I find, throughout the day. I'm like, I have so many things to do and so little time, and I don't know how to do it. And the other thing I would say about unclosed loops that I've read before is about, like, this has not got to do with the task situation, but unclosed loops in relationships. So if you think about like a person that maybe you dated for 2 months and it didn't end, or they ghosted you, for example, and you didn't really get the answers that you needed by the end of it, and that loop stays open and it remains open for a long time, and it's very hard for people to get over that sort of stuff because of the unclosed loop effect.
Interesting. I can think of a few of those, unfortunately. But in terms of like tasks and stuff as well, it's like the amount of them I have on my mind constantly here in New York is like driving me crazy.
But the podcast is a prime example of how many things you feel you have to do.
Yeah, like even if I think if we were doing this in Ballina, like I just feel like it'd be so much, it would just be easier.
Well, you just ring Conor and you'd ring your dad and you'd ring all those people to do these little tasks that you have to do yourself.
Exactly. Yeah, you would have more help, and like it's just like, I don't know, it's just like easier to do things there. Like, for example, like Fiona Hart sent me a Snapchat today, and like I'm like rushing, getting ready to come to this. Fiona's in Ballina at the moment, and I check in. She was like, just been trying to learn how to knit for 3 hours. It's so hard. I was like, okay, queen behavior. Like, I wish I was sitting down learning how to knit right now. Whereas like I'm like rushing off like to get here, but I just find like and then there's like what you said. There's no room for procrastination here, but it's like your actions have so much impact of your following day. For example, like me going out on Sunday, then like I just like couldn't do anything on Monday, and like that's like a big chunk of time to like not be able to do anything, especially with this. Like, to be fair, I had to go out. It was Sinead's going away party. I had to. Like there was no ifs or buts.
No, we never have choices in these situations.
I don't really have much coming up at the moment, though. I will say that, but I just find that there's so much to do, like, and so much that I push off all the time. And one thing that I did recently was that I had been putting off this job for 3 years, and I did it yesterday, and it took me 15 minutes.
This is the thing, and Dad always says this to me as well. If it takes less than 5 minutes, do it now. And when I'm in that cycle, I get so much done. And he always says to me as well, like, if you move faster than other people, you will ultimately be more successful. So it's like, it is true though as well, when you think about it, like, the quicker you move, the quicker you get things done, the more you get done in a day. But there's a line with it as well, where you burn yourself out, where you're not happy. Like, so it's like, how do you find that balance in a place like New York?
Yeah, and it's also like what you just said there, like being quicker and like getting things done faster than others. Like, that makes me, I agree. And then it makes me feel like, you know, most of the time it's just me in my own way.
Yeah.
And it usually does come down to like drinking and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, sorry, I really don't like want this to come across like I'm an alcoholic or anything like on this podcast, you know, but like
it just slows you down.
I'm
like,
just being real. I'm the realest bitch out there.
Yeah.
So by the way, but it's just that it's just something I'm like really like going through in this process like right now in my life, like where I'm just like, I don't want to give up in order to I just think like an optimum version of myself would be someone who can go and have fun, and then someone who can be serious and be healthy as well. Like, I don't know what would become of me if I like gave up going out and like drinking and stuff.
Yeah, full identity crisis.
I'd like fully like just have to like move to Ballyhonus or something. I know I'd probably start drinking more there, but you know, I'd just have to like join in like the monkhood or something. Like, I don't really know like what I'd do. But another thing is, for me, I just like really struggle with is unanswered text messages, which like I feel like I've spoken about before, and like I honestly like do appreciate text messages, but like I must have like OCD or ADHD or like a combo.
Okay, why?
Because like mix it up. Because hi, how are ya? You know, first of all, but second of all, with these things like tasks building up and stuff like that, it makes me think about, okay, like, is that something that you know, I like sit on the spectrum of or whatever. But unanswered text messages, for me, I just find they're so triggering.
It's such a hard one. As in, I feel like I'm the exact same as well, and especially when like your Instagram account maybe has messages, then you're
wait, you know, you linked our Instagram accounts.
What do you mean?
Like, I have access to your Instagram now.
Dead.
Yeah.
He's going through my DMs.
No, I didn't go into it.
Well,
I
like,
honestly
speaking
would not
of that,
do
which we will go into another episode again, but G-Bomb still has access to my iCloud. And it's a big issue.
Wait, your pictures and everything?
Everything.
Oh my God, what?
No, literally, to the point where I put funny pictures in there and just know she's going to see them.
Wait, does she be like scrolling through your pictures?
She's like, it's only when I haven't heard from you in a while in Australia, and I'm just kind of just thinking about you, I'll go into your pictures. And I'm like,
no.
You have no, like, I was like, Mum, that's a complete invasion of privacy. And she's like, there's nothing I have not seen by raising you 3 girls.
I would say that that's true, actually.
It's traumatizing. Like, one day I got proper thick with her. I was like, Mum, stop. I was like, we need to turn, there's a button, I think, on her phone. I don't know what it is. Don't ask me.
On her phone.
Don't ask me how they're.
She has an iPhone 12. It's just a screen.
They're happening. Both of us are like so bad with technology, so neither of us kind of know how to solve it.
Get Dad to fix it.
Yeah, but I'm like, Dad knows back. He's mad to know what's in there as well. They're honestly, I swear, they have all my life details. But like, in fairness, I don't really hide anything from them anyway. But like, at the same time, I mean, there's a line, and they have crossed it again.
Oh my God, I would never.
No, I know.
I would never let that happen.
No.
You need to solve that.
Yeah, no, I do, 100%. Sometimes I go onto my photos, I'm like, why are they deleted? Mum's like, oh, I just haven't had any storage. And I'm like, oh, right, so you had to go through all those to delete those ones that you didn't like.
Same phone.
I don't know. Well, one day, I don't know how this iCloud is also connected to Trisha Rowe, our granny's phone. So one day, Ruby, my housemate in Australia, went to ring me in Ireland, and she was in her bikini. It's hot in Australia, and she was like, put the phone up there, and she was kind of like this. She wanted to, like, you know, show herself off. And next thing, who answers the phone? No. Trisha Rowe.
Oh my
And she's like,
God.
oh, she's like, oh, Trisha. And then she was like, hello, darling. Like, great to see you. Yeah, great to see you. And we were like, what? There's something going on. We will circle back on that one because I need to follow up with Dad.
Okay, we need to actually, I think I'm going to like make sure we follow this like, as this unfolds.
It's outrageous.
That's fucking brilliant.
So, Jack, the stories that are generational in our house are
the young
ho.
Oh, excuse me, young ho Rowe behaviour. It's a bit of a tongue twister.
And this is the segment every single week that's consistent, because we feel like things that have happened to me kind of have happened to you, then have happened to Anna, Zoe, Harry, Fiona, Lorna. Like, we've all done the same things, and it's almost like there's a role model effect going on here. But we have so many stories that we could tell about just stupid things we've done, but we want to talk about the big 3 today.
Yeah, the big three.
So go on, explain the big three, because Alan Rowe will love this one.
Okay, so the big three is a trend that's been like tearing up the internet recently. And so the big three are your phone, your wallet, and your keys. And these are the utmost in three important things to come home with after a night out.
Phone, wallet, keys. Dad always says phone, wallet, passport.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes,
but
I
we
would
try
put
not
the
to bring the
passport. That could be
passport
the big
out.
four.
Yeah.
That could be the big four. I honestly just don't bring my passport out. I brought my passport out actually every night for a year when I lived in California.
No, that's carnage.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I just wouldn't even do it. No, I'd rather go passportless.
Yeah, or just like, I honestly now, if I had to go somewhere with my passport, I would rather go and get sent home by the bouncer and say you can't get in.
Yeah, same.
And I would just be like, yeah, sure, feck it.
Yeah.
Just go home. There's nowhere I actually want to be.
You have to walk
believe
in,
it or not.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You have to walk into those places shoulders back, as if I should be in here. Don't ask me for ID.
Yeah, like me when I was 17 and I visited Fiona and I was using John Waylett's ID in New York, and I was getting in ahead of them. And I had like a sling on and everything. But yeah, we thought that it would be funny to kind of link the big three with the Young Ho Rowe behaviour stories, because we have had trouble with the big three.
Yes, well, I have had a couple of occasions. I feel like I've grown up. When I tell these stories, I'm like, God, I've grown up so much, because these were things that happened in my early 20s when I went to college. I definitely had a few wild years when I was like trying to play sports, trying to play soccer, Gaelic, and you finally leave home at 18 and you're away from your parents and you can do whatever you want. Now, I've had a couple of events of losing my phone, and I'm just going to talk about one of them because I cannot go into the Mykonos story, which I will tell next week, because that was just complete carnage. Went on for a full week. But this story is, I was out on a night out in Dublin with Fiona, and anyway, I was having a great time, you know, losing track of time, and all of a sudden Fiona comes up to me, she's like, Beaut. And I was like, what? She's like, you lost your phone. And I'm like, how do you know? Like, I haven't even noticed that. And I'm like, what do you mean? So I'm looking at my bag and I'm like tearing the bag apart, being like, where is the phone? And she's like, Dad rang me. And I was like, how does Dad know? Like, Dad's not even here. And she was like, he tracked your phone on Find My iPhone. He was trying to call you and he couldn't get you, so he tracked it to see where it was. And anyway, it ended up being in the Garda station, which is the police station for anyone who doesn't understand Irish, around the corner from Copper Face Jacks.
Oh my God.
Yeah, place we spent a lot of time. So I was like, right. He was like, just go there and get your phone. So anyway, I go around there and I was like, please, can I have my phone? I remember I was like, I needed my phone badly because I was texting to try and meet people that night and everything. I was dying to get it, and I was like, can I please have my phone back? And they were like, no, sorry, their 10 phones have been actually robbed tonight from that nightclub and we need to keep them for a court case. And I'm like, no, but like, I see it there, like, I really need my phone.
And could you see it?
I could see it in the box, and I was like, give it to me. And they're like, no, they're like, you can't have the phone, you won't get it back for another 3 weeks. And I'm like, but it's my phone. Like, give it back. And they were like,
that's like taking my oxygen.
But also, I think I don't know, I was going to say I thought I was maybe underage. I wasn't, but I was like, okay, I'm just not going to bring light to this because I'm just gonna get myself in trouble here. So I said, right, if you're not going to give me my phone back, can you at least give me a lift home? So next thing, I get in the car with them and they turn on the sirens and I got escorted home.
And did you get the phone?
Didn't get the phone for another 3 weeks.
What?
Yeah, I was going crazy.
Oh my God, I would go stir crazy. That's brilliant. They brought you home in time.
Yeah,
Back
it
to
was
DCU.
so good. Back to DCU.
Oh, for God's sake.
I thought I was the business.
That is the business.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I'd say people saw you getting out of the car like, what
has
now?
just happened.
What now? No, I've had many issues with the big three.
Yeah.
Oh my God, me and the big three. I badly need a new wallet. Like, I kind of like look at my wallet and it's like one I've had for years. It's like,
where
that,
COVID
like,
started, kind of.
One.
Yeah.
Like it, yeah. Like it, but it's just like, oh, like I just have had that through like really crazy periods.
Yeah.
I'm not that bad with my phone and with my wallet now. I'm gonna touch my head. But one of my worst instances of losing my phone was when I was in Valencia. I went to visit my friend Emily, and we went swimming after a night out. Like, we were at like a bar. We were at a nightclub on the strip on the beach, and then we went like skinny dipping after the night out, like full on like stark naked, like running through the water. and we're like having a ball, whatever. Like, first of all, it's so dangerous. Like, you know what I mean? Like swimming when you're like paralytic drunk. And then got out of the water, like Baywatch, as you can imagine, and went to my bag. And actually, in my bag, my passport. I had my passport. My passport. Sorry, I'm like spitting at you. My passport was in the bag. My wallet and my keys were in the bag, but my phone was gone. And I was like, wait, what the fuck? My phone is gone. And so I like start like freaking out, like running around, like, do you have my phone? Do you have my phone? Like to everybody, they're like in the water. They're like, no, I don't have your phone. And then I went up to the promenade and I'm like, ask people, do they have my phone? Do they have my phone? And I'm actually still naked. And they're like, you know, like, do you want to cover up there, homeboy? And I'm like, oh, my phone. I'm like running around going crazy. And then I like eventually go back and put my clothes on. And everybody was very thankful for that, I'm sure. But yeah, my phone was robbed. And my friend
I love the way both instances our phone was robbed. It wasn't our fault. The phone got taken.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Mum and Dad, listen up.
Yeah, wasn't my fault. And so then my friend Steph, love her, the next day bought me a phone because it was during COVID. Bought me a phone for $100, and I got the phone, and then sure I realized I couldn't log into anything because I needed my other phone to like verify that it was me. So she just bought me a phone for €100, and then I'm like, sure, I can't do anything with this.
Yeah.
And then I had to fly home, but it was during COVID, so I couldn't access my boarding pass. I couldn't access my COVID cert. Like
the
my
airport
anxiety, my anxiety was beyond through the roof.
Yeah.
And I like was like so in a hoop that I set up a new TikTok account. And it's called The Phone Is Missing. And I still like, it's still there.
That's where your mind went to. You had no phone, but you set up a TikTok account.
Because I needed I needed to disassociate. Like I needed to like be on social media scrolling and not care about anything because my phone was gone. And then I got back to Ballina, and I got a notification to my laptop, and it was like, an iPhone has been found in a thing. And then I clicked onto the thing, and then my whole laptop like went blank and like wouldn't load or anything.
No.
Yeah, they like basically tried to hack my laptop. I was able to like override it, and I called Apple, and they're like, change your passwords now like 8 times for every single social media you have. And it took me hours. Change password. I still have the sheet. It's a sheet in my room, and it's like
has
basically every single password that I wrote down that day. It's like all
that is grim. The admin in that alone stresses me out.
Yeah. So you want to talk about the big 3? I know about the big 3. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 3 of Rolling with the Rows. Like we do for our little outro, this is a shout out to our auntie Suzanne Rowe. She taught us this trick many, many moons ago. Let's do it. We hope you liked our show. It's so good.
It's so funny.
This episode is proudly sponsored by High Five Clothing in Ballina, County Mayo. Specialists in branded clothing, embroidery, printing, workwear and custom gear. But a big part of what makes the place what it is Conor Rowe, who works very closely with everyone and brings a real personal touch to all. And to be fair, he's a gas man. If you need quality custom clothing done properly, High Five Clothing is well worth you checking out.